Glameroon. My name is Miriaki. I'm popularly known as Miriaki, and I'm a makeup artist and a beauty enthusiast, and I'm based in Buea, Cameroon. You're welcome to my beauty studio. So guys, today I'm going to be using this beautiful model here, Anais, and she is our canvas for today. I'll be showing you guys all the processes of this makeup I'm about to do today. So yeah, stay tuned. So in order to achieve a long-lasting effect in your makeup, so why would you even want to do makeup if you do not want it to last? So the first thing we have to do is to make sure we cleanse the skin. And the first thing we are doing is using this product. This is micellar water. So I cleanse her skin thoroughly to make sure that we have a very clean canvas to work on. So whenever I'm preparing my skin for makeup, I usually go ahead and this is the highest process that takes time. Okay, this step really takes time. So I use my mini fan. This comes in really handy, and yeah, as you can see, I'm drying everything I just placed right now down. You don't want to go ahead and layer products on because it's just going to be catastrophic. So yeah. So after cleansing, I make sure that everything is dried down, and then I'm going in with this serum from Zikel Cosmetics. Zikel Cosmetics is a Nigerian brand. I personally would love to try out some Cameroonian brands. So if you're watching me and you're a Cameroonian brand, please shout out so that we can reach out and yeah, get to use our own, okay? So yeah, I just take my time and I blend all of that into her skin. Moving after that, everything is dried down. I'm going to be moving ahead with my moisturizer. So it's the same process, same application. I'm pressing it in. But then with this particular product, after applying it with my brush, I like to go ahead with my hands, okay, and blend everything into her skin again. So now I feel like moisturizers don't really go in when you use a brush. So using my palms would be perfect. But of course, we have to sanitize and make sure our hands are free of germs. Yeah. So as you can see, guys, I'm pushing this into her skin while the mini fan is doing its job. We want everything, we want the base to be completely dry before we go ahead and start our process. So while I allow that to dry into her skin, I'm going to go ahead and prep her brows. We are going to groom her brows. What does grooming of brows mean? I'm going to be trimming off the excess hair from the way of her natural shape of her brows. Yeah. So I'm using this, this is a spoolie. I call this a spoolie, pushing her hair away. And then I'm able to see like the natural shape she has. And then using a new blade, please, we want to use new blades so we don't have cuttings, and you know why we use new blades all the time. Do I need to tell you, Glameroon? So yeah, being very careful. I'm taking out the excess hair. All right. Everything is dried down. Yay! So now we are moving on to the next step, and it's primer. We are applying our primer, and I'm using this one from Blossom Cosmetics. It's equally a Nigerian brand. I'm putting a good amount and then blend, blend, blend. If you don't like blending, let me tell you guys something. If you don't have time to do makeup for an event, or for, I don't know, if you don't have time to do makeup in general, don't even start it, because yes, makeup takes time. So if you want to have a flawless base, if you want to achieve a flawless base, you need time. You can see how I'm taking my time to build the base. So this, what I'm doing right now is actually like the foundation of makeup. So if your foundation, it's just like a house. If the foundation of your house is not firm, the house will collapse. So if this foundation is not firm, that is where you start to see your makeup leaking and yeah, collapsing. We have to block the sweat. I know a lot of you struggle with sweat blocking, so this is the step where I block her sweat and make sure that her pores do not send out any oils or any sweat. Even if the pores decide to send sweat out, everything is just going to pass on. It's not going to shift the makeup or destroy the makeup. But I am applying the sweat block just on her T-zone. So this is the area where most people usually get sweaty and oily. So that's why I'm attacking this area. I'm putting it on my cotton pad and then I'm just pushing it into her skin like so. And then yeah, we're gonna let that dry. And that is all. We're moving on to our foundation. So we are ready for foundation. And I'm using this one from Ezekiel Cosmetics, the Pro Matte Foundation. So I love applying my foundation with my beauty blender because I find applying my foundation with my beauty blender very easy and it gives me a very skin-like finish. My niche is soft glam, and most of the times I love when my clients have like a very dewy, skin-like natural makeup that is breathable, you know. I don't know if that could explain what I'm trying to say, but yeah, so that's why I use my beauty blender. But if she had textured skin and problematic skin, I would normally go in with a brush to give me full coverage. So yeah, I always like blending my foundation from the center outwards. Okay, I like more of my foundation at the center of her face and then less at the periphery, at like the outer corners of her face. This is because I would like her foundation to marry into her natural skin. I would not like her having a mask. I would not like her looking like she's wearing a whole mask. So I want to have more of the foundation at the center. And then when I'm done blending, and I'll make sure that I use the remaining foundation on my sponge at the outer corners. So you will not see where my makeup starts and where it ends. I also like bringing my foundation under the chin area here, which is an area where most people forget. So when I bring it under here, we have a perfect blend into her skin. So guys, if you look at my model right now, she's looking, should I say dull? Yeah. So we have like one color all over. And now I would like to bring in some color. And that is where blush comes in, okay? So I'm going to be using this blush from Tehila. It's also a Nigeria brand. And yeah, I'm going to be using a mixture of these three shades. I don't know why I mixed that, but I just love using a mixture of those shades to give a very perfect shade for her. Smile, please. So I like asking my model to smile so that I can be able to see like her cheekbones. We want to apply our blush on the highest point of our cheeks. So you can see how she's beginning to have like some color on her face and she's coming back to life. Now I'm going to be moving on to highlights. Highlighting is basically bringing back light to her face. Okay, we stole the light out with foundation, so we're bringing it back now, and I'm using these two shades from Nuban Beauty. I'm using a darker shade at the outer part of her eyes. And then a lighter shade at the inner portion. This like a medium shade rather. And I'm applying some of that at the bridge of her nose. Then as an extra trick, and I like to go in with an even more lighter concealer, like at the very inner corner. Please open your eyes. Okay, this gives like a very beautiful flattery look. So I am blending that concealer by pressing it into her skin. I start by blending the ones at the outer corners while I work my way into the inner corner, the lighter shades at the inner corners. So you see how it's kind of bringing her some light, just from the name, highlight, okay? So I blend the outer corners first, and then I work my way into the eyes where I have this lighter shade. So I'm pulling my concealer upwards because I want to give her a fox eye effect. So for this look, I didn't really plan this look, but because she's having braids and the African vibe, you know, I'd like to keep it really soft and subtle. So I'd like to reveal like her true beauty, her real, like, you know, I don't want to do much. I'd like her hair to portray her beauty more. Just look at it. And this is what we're having. Now I'm going to be going ahead to set the concealer. That's where setting powders come in place. But to set, I'm going to be using my Fit Me powder in shade 330. 330 is one shade lighter than her. So I'm using that to set every area where I place my concealer. That area, but I have not set the under eye yet. I left the under eye because I wanted to show you guys a trick. So the trick here is, if I go ahead and set her under eye like this without blending out the concealer first, we are going to have a lot of creases, and we want to have a very flawless under eye. So I'm just going to tell my model to look up. While she looks up, I blend out these creases we have here to make sure the base is smooth. Because once we apply powder, there is no going back, like absolutely no going back. So I want to make sure everything is well set so that as I apply my powder, we are moving forward. So I'm going in with this Sasha Buttercup setting powder. I'm going to use that to further set her under eye. She's actually on the oily side. That's why I'm going ahead with a lot of powder. If you are on the dry skin side, please avoid doing a lot of powder, okay? If not, your skin is going to look very patchy and scaly, and we don't want that. So I'm going to be going ahead now to create my contour. So what is contour? Contouring is basically bringing back dimension to the face. So I just got my contour brush and I'm starting with her nose. So I love when someone has like a well contoured face, because there you're able to see all of their dimensions, their facial features. So contouring basically brings back all of those features that we have lost from concealing, from foundation, you know. So this is what we're basically doing. Dimension, dimension, dimension. So I'm contouring from the bridge of her nose right to the beginning of her brows. So that is where you want to place your contour. I'm contouring her face right now. I'm contouring like the cheekbones, and I'm starting from where her ear starts downwards to where her eye stops. So that is it. I'd like to achieve a very soft contour. So I'm contouring while bronzing at once. I'm bringing that up towards her hairline. Please, whenever you're doing any of these steps that require using color, always make sure you do it in a motion where you build, okay? We want to have a buildable coverage. You don't just want to dip into the product and apply a lot at once. No. You build your products and you blend. I'm equally going to be setting her blush, and I'm using this palette from Juvia's. I'll be picking, I purchased this palette just because of these two shades up here, because they have, the combination of those give me a very beautiful blush effect. So I'm blending that, and then I'll ask my model to smile. Hi model, are you okay? So yeah, can I have those high cheeks? Give me a big smile, please. Thank you. Beautiful. That is it. So this works mostly for caramel skin though. If I was working with a darker model, I would like to go in with a more deep tone, like a reddish something, you understand? I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to smile, okay? Think of a time when you were in love and smile. Smile. Good. I'm so happy. We are really going well. And to set the rest of her face, I'm gonna be using this powder from Maybelline too. So look this way, please. So for my powder, I am stippling in. I am not swiping. I am not swirling. I am simply just tapping my powder in so that all of that foundation and all of that liquid work we did can soak into the powder. So if you want your powder to have a better coverage, you would have to just tap in. Yeah, we are done with skin. We are moving over to brows. So I always have a lot of questions about when can we do brows? Is it before foundation or after foundation? It all depends on you. Makeup does not have a fixed method, a fixed process, okay? Makeup has preferences. So if you choose to do your makeup, like your brows before your skin, it's okay. If you choose to do your skin before your brows, it's still okay. The most important thing is the outcome should be beautiful and yeah, pleasing to the eyes, you know? So we're moving over to the brows, and I'm starting by taming her brows with this product. So I love this product because I have tried a lot of brow tamers, but this one really works for me because it is not oily, okay? So I've tried a lot, and this one has like a brown tint to it. It has a brown tint. So when I use it, I don't have to do a lot of brow filling. You know, at this age and time, we want to have a very feathery brow. So all I'm going to be doing is, once I draw my brows, I'm just going to go ahead and mimic it. So to draw my brows, I love using my favorite brow pencils from Davis Cosmetics. So I'll outline the bottom. So the trick to a good brow is that your pencil has to be really sharp. Okay, you don't want to have a blonde looking pencil, a round headed pencil. We want a very sharp, pointy head so that it's going to give us precision. So at the back of my palms, I have placed two different shades of concealer. I've placed a shade that is like the exact shade of her skin, and then I've placed a lighter shade. So this lighter shade is for like the arc of her brow. So I'm going to be placing that one there to give her like a very bright highlighted brow arc. So now I'm going to go in over with an eyeshadow base, and I'm using this one from Beacham Ageless. It's white. If you want to work with colors, using a white base is perfect because it gives you a color payoff, you know. So using an eyeshadow base helps my eyeshadow to stick better and last longer. So my model is going to close her eyes while I paint that. I'll be applying that eyeshadow base mostly on the lid, on the main lid. So we are moving over to her eyeshadow, and I know it's like the fun part for most of you. So I'll be doing that first of all by catching the fallout. So I'm applying this setting powder under her eyes. So we're going to catch any fallout from our eyeshadow. So I'm using this whitish powder for the inner eye, for the inner corners of her eye, and then I'm going to be using this other powder from Sasha. It has like this caramel banana kind of vibes, and then I'll be doing that at the outer corner. Paste it up. I'll be extending that above. I'll do the same thing this way. Okay, the fun part, eyeshadow, and I'm using this palette from Morphe Jacqueline Hill. This is an American brand. So yeah, I'm going to be starting by placing her main shade, the main lead shade. I'm going nude, guys. I told you guys I don't want to take out the beauty from her hair. I love her hairdo so much. I love her hairdo. So I'm going to be using this soft shade here. Close your eyes, please. Then I'll be packing it onto her eye, like so. Water liner. Gosh, she has the cheeks for the blush. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. Isn't that flawless, guys? At this point, like at this stage of makeup, if you're not enjoying the process as a makeup artist, because at this stage I'm doing like the finishing touches, if you're not enjoying the coming together of everything at this stage, then you know your job is not done. The joy of a makeup artist is when, you know, you feel the makeup, and the highest joy is when the client says, oh my god. So yeah, let's move over to the lips. I'm going to be highlighting. I don't even know what look should we do. What lip do you want? What kind of lips do you prefer? Do you like nude lips? Do you like bold lips? What for this look? Okay, what do you think? What do you like? Oh, you like?
I'll prefer nude.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, then nude we go. So I'll be starting by outlining her lips with this brown from this palette. So we've come to the end of everything and we are going to be fixing right now. So, but before you do that, you want to make sure that you go ahead and observe like everything you've done. Make sure that all of your powder is blended in, because once you set, there is no going back, okay? So you want to make sure your base is ready to go. So I just took a clean brush just to make sure, because I'm a perfectionist, just to make sure everything is well blended in. And then I'm going in with this fixing spray. Now, a fixing spray is not a setting or finishing spray. What a fixer basically does is that it melts down like the powdery effect we are having on here now. It melts down that powder and maybe kind of helps blend it in. And then when you apply now the setting spray later, which is the finishing spray, that one now holds the makeup down to the skin, like it grips the makeup. So this is really important. You don't want to skip this particular step. So that's why we have makeup fixing spray. So we are fixing her face right now. And because I have a matte eyeshadow, that is why I'm covering her eyes to protect this from touching. So I'll just spray a good amount like this. And let me tell you a secret. If you want your makeup to last, be generous with your sprays, okay? So you see a good amount I sprayed there. I'm just making sure that some of those big, when I was spraying, there's some splashes that were really large. So if I allow them sit on her skin like that, when they get dry, it might show patchy. So I'm going on with my sponge and I'm lightly pressing. You don't want to use a lot of pressure, because a lot of pressure is going to move the base. So you see my mini fan comes handy again. And if you're very keen, you're going to see how the powdery effect. So moving it over to finishing spray, I'm using these two sprays. This is the Stay On from Flawless Ivy, and this is the Sopro Silite by Sopro Cosmetics. So I'm using both, and yeah. So before I spray, guys, I make sure that the mouth of the spray is looking at my client, and I'm spraying some meters away from her face and not very close to her face. So I shake, 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 and I give her a very good spray. And then I go over to my Sopro and I give her a very good spray. I'm really generous with my spray, guys, because I really want her makeup to last at least 24 hours. Once I'm done with that, I go in with my fan again to make sure everything is sinking in, and then I lightly press in. So as a makeup artist, a lot of people reach out to me like, how come you do your makeup and then you still have this glowy kind of finish? I'm going to show you how I achieve that effect right now. So I'm going to be using another spray. Don't judge me, okay? I'm going to be using another spray, and that spray has like a velvet finish. That spray has a velvet finish, and it's the spray from MIS Cosmetics. This spray is it's called Silhouette. I don't know what that means, but it comes in tools. It's a duo. It comes in a pack. There's a matte finish, and then there's one with the velvet finish. The velvet finish, I think this is a great dupe for Morphe, the Morphe mist, the dewy mist, and this gives me a very beautiful mist. I can either choose to spray it all over her face, but because my model has like oily skin, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm rather going to spray that on my sponge like this, and then I'll put it on the areas where I want to have that shine. Can you please open your eyes? Cute. I'll just gently press it on the areas where I want it relaxed and glowy. This is a must-have. It's a holy grail, especially for my brides. You know how brides love like the natural finish? I'm giving you this just because of Glameroon. Yay! Perfect. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed that process. This is what we are having, and goodness, I'm loving what I'm seeing. I hope you're liking what you're seeing, Glameroon. So, yeah, I am Miriaki, like I said earlier, and I do makeup for all events. I'm specialized in beauty makeup, and yeah, please do reach out in case you enjoy what you see. I also do train at our makeup studio situated at Boluma, Moya. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, guys.